This is one of the more serious videos that I've put on the channel in a minute because Jubilee, the YouTube channel, is striking channels as we speak. We're all familiar with the content creators Abba and Preach who do social commentary, and they rose to success on the internet as two brothers or friends, giving their commentary and their opinions on things that span the internet. From 50-50 relationship videos to Karen videos to anything just plain silly on the internet, Abba and Preach have become staples as to who we go for to see what the internet is doing and how we should feel about it. And naturally that comes with them using clips from the internet as reference materials, like we do on this channel here.
Where we've been, I've been dealing with some stuff on the back end. We got a bit of a problem where it looks like the Jubilee channel is trying to have us delete it.
Now it's interesting because Jubilee as a channel is supposed to be this social experimentation channel where they get regular people day to day, at least that's what they seem, and they get them on their platform and ask them some polarizing questions or questions that are just out there in the community to get the conversation started and have the perspective of just the any person be on there. They've had on their show a bunch of internet celebrities from the different platforms and different spectrums of the world. They've had notably Destiny on there to answer some questions. To be honest with you, they create such a great conversation and they want the conversation to continue because they've even talked about having people react to their content before.
I don't like when other channels react to our videos.
Abba and Preach.
We're just naming them now?
I watch Abba and Preach videos, and I think every time I watch a video, it like hurts. Because I remember when Abba and Preach reacted to our video, I think that ruined my like entire week. Like I was very like bummed because that was a video where I put like so much effort into, but I don't know, I just like keep watching them. I enjoy watching the videos and like I learn a lot and I'm like really curious.
I know they are playing the game fair. I just sometimes don't like the game.
What a lot of folks don't know is we allow folks to monetize off of our content. And that's a deliberate choice that we've made, is actually that we could take away their monetization so that they're not making money off of using our content.
Jason, that's pretty doggone ugly. Now, for the other people who reacted and said, you know, I don't like it because I've put so much hard work into the video, and for these guys to come and just destroy it based off of smaller little things, I totally understand that. You're an artist, something that you put a lot of hard work into is being criticized to the minute detail. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, the CEO and founder talked about encouraging and how happy he was to see other content creators use their content in order to make content off of itself. We've seen Jubilee videos on like Casanat. Glad he talked about PewDiePie, Aiden Ross, Your Rage. Jubilee videos literally have become a staple in the community. And reason why I don't believe that they strike these channels down is because people reacting to Jubilee videos helps Jubilee in the long run.
Someone clipped a 2-minute segment of the video and put it on TikTok. It had 40 million views on TikTok. So many of the comments are like, where do I find this? What is this? 2 hours later, they're like, wow, I just watched 10 of his videos. Where has this been? I hear creators are like striking other people that do re-upload their videos or whatever. I'm like, you're crazy. React to my videos on your Twitch stream, clip my videos, put it on TikTok. I don't care.
Everything isn't about this short-term money gain. And it's interesting now that we're on a different side of the years and they are now having this stance against Abba and Preach specifically after referencing Abba and Preach in their videos. Even in the conversation of monetization, that's where I think it doesn't even matter either, because the small change that Abba and Preach done versus what you get done, it doesn't affect each other. Everybody can eat in the fashion. Just because Abba and Preach or XQC or PewDiePie or whoever that's reacting to your video exists does not mean that you don't go on to pull millions upon millions of views. So why even have a problem with it there if ultimately this is going to introduce your content to a whole new user base? And what's even more disgusting is when people pick and choose who can and who can't react to their content.
I feel like it must have been like, is this gonna get views? Yes. Is it also gonna provoke kind of interesting or funny conversation? Yes. I don't mind. I'm here to watch.
So while they're copyright striking people,
hold on. It's all the people reacting to their channel.
Do you understand?
Popping up and say, there's a new Jubilee, there's a new Jubilee. They list all the people that are reacting, and we are contributing to those millions of views because we're redirecting to you.
They're using the fact that other people react to them to market themselves and to profit off. They're proud of this.
Abba and Preach, it's interesting because you guys are the only ones who's come with this complaint so far as I understand. Again, we would know if there was some sort of mass striking of a bunch of different channels, but they specifically seem to be targeting you guys, ignoring all the other streamers and other content creators who have come up off of reaction content from their specific channel. The channel's blaming you guys for a lack in revenue and a lack of views, but obviously that hasn't been the case before. And then they go about using other content creators saying that they watch Jubilee videos in order to market their own Jubilee videos. They've acknowledged you guys in the past and then have this mission statement about having the community talk about things that are hard to talk about or getting the different perspectives, but for some reason silencing a perspective is totally ass backwards. We don't really fuck with Jubilee around here if they're gonna be on this type of time. Look, I have no problem with content creators coming up off of things like reaction videos. As long as it's under the fair use agreements and stuff like that, then I really have no problem. And you're giving your insight, it doesn't matter. People have different opinions because they come from different walks of life. I like watching FD Signifier videos, although he's not the same as a traditional reactionist, but because of his life experience, he gives a different perspective on real life issues, you know, social injustices, racial topics, a bunch of different things because he has a different experience from me. I like to watch gay people react, straight people react, trans people react. I like to watch a lot of different people react to a lot of different content because they have a different perspective than me from Atlanta, Georgia as a black man. So I actually think it does more harm than it does good to shut off people from voicing their opinions on specific people's content because it's making people lose views and lose revenue.
I know they are playing the game fair. I just sometimes don't like the game.
It's furthering the conversation. If that's what you want to do, then that's fine. Could you imagine if Elon Musk took away the quote tweet function on Twitter and the argument being, oh, well, it's taking away traffic from my tweets. So that would be the most ass backwards thing in the world. But we don't do that because we're saying that we're having a conversation with people, especially one that's under fair use. Like, that doesn't make any sense. If Jubilee felt some sort of way, it would make sense to me for them to come out with an entire statement, even a community post that talks about people reacting to their content. But this seems very targeted to Abba and Preach. A chord got struck the wrong way because the way that they're going about this doesn't say, hey, we have a problem with the entirety of the spectrum. We have a problem with you doing what you're doing in the entirety of the spectrum. Even to the point where they're having these sidebar conversations with Abba and Preach about what is and what isn't fair use almost seems disingenuous.
They said they were going to take away all the copyright claims, and I appreciate them for that. The kind of content that Jubilee makes is expensive. What does that mean? We can afford not to do too well in terms of views. Why? Because we're not having that much overhead, so we're still going to make a profit. For them, they have certain quotas, and when they're not, you have to figure out why. And one issue that they're running into, according to them, is a lot of people are just straight up stealing their content. To be fair to them, hundreds and hundreds of channels react to Jubilee. So I could understand them wanting to protect their company, wanting to protect their product, and hiring a group to be able to take this massive amount of people. I think the mistake that they made is how they went about this. And I think they agreed with that. They said, you know, we changed our stance, which he admitted, and the way we did this was incorrect.
So at least they came to an agreement that the way they went about it was totally wrong. If you're silently striking channels, there are going to be channels that are trying to come up today's day and age, the newer content creators that have no clue about what you have. They're just copying the creators that they love and bringing eyes to your audience by viewing your content. The whole time you're building a case behind their back to take away their channels. That just seems slimy. I'm glad that they've come to a better understanding, and hopefully they're gonna move forward, have a better understanding as to what fair use is, because we still cannot forget that with something like this on YouTube specifically when we're talking about reaction content.
Even though I do reaction stuff, I wish YouTube had implemented a revenue system where, you know, every time I react to a video, they should get 10% of whatever I make. I'm okay with that because I think it's fair. Unfortunately, I just can't set that up because YouTube doesn't have that built into the system.
What he said was a good idea, but I'm not 1,000% for that. I think people should understand as creators that you need the people to react, you need the people to listen, you need all these other things to happen to put you in the mainstream. Having reaction channels not react to your stuff doesn't inherently mean that you're going to get this boost in views that they got. You're not gonna get 1 million views from Abba and Preach and then 1 million views from PewDiePie to come from their channels because they're not reacting now to then come over and watch your stuff. It doesn't necessarily work like that. This is a multi-million-dollar company and it is expensive to run. But with that being said, there should be other ways for them to monetize themselves. Maybe deeper conversations, the unedited version of some of these conversations behind paywalls or something like that that would give people a reason to be further into the community. But I don't think backtracking is the way to go. That seems to me like when employers look at their bottom line, say, hey, there's a problem here, and the first thing that they go to is cutting employees, their hours, etc. That's only going to damage your name in the public point of view. So I don't think that that's a way to go, and I'm glad that they came to a better understanding. But Abba and Preach, please fight for this, because hell, this is something that we're all gonna face in the future, especially on the social commentary side. But let me know what you guys think. I hope that this has a much better solution. I honestly hope that Jubilee walks back all of this stuff, or somebody else will just become the new Jubilee. Everybody doesn't have to go to your stuff if they can't react to your stuff. They'll find something else to react to, and it won't have the effects that you think it will. But let me know what you guys think.